think holding it might just make it worse. But I am doing a different type of video for today. I am going to be just talking, just rambling. I did a ramble video on my other channel, my regular channel, called The Leo's Library, where I spoke about growing up, being a girl in your 20s, and it was fitting to put it on that channel instead of this channel because I was like internally freaking out. But for this topic, I just thought of it randomly, and I was like, you know what, let me talk about it. And I thought to do a whispering ramble instead of like very quiet rambling like that, like only speaking with like a very low tone and voice, like to the point where it's almost like you're hurting your throat when you're like sick or something. But today, what I will be talking about in my room with the AC blowing, so if you hear like, I guess the AC noise in the background, that's what it is, but I have my beautiful candles going on, and I'm hoping I don't catch my house on fire. But I wanted to talk about love. And I'm sorry, but this topic, me and this topic go way back. And the reason why I want to talk about it is about how great of a feeling it is, or how we, like, the world needs more of love, I guess. And the reason why I'm talking about this, if you haven't been living under a rock, I have, but I haven't been catching up that much with Olympics because I haven't been on social media that much, like TikTok or Instagram. But I re-download TikTok every now and then just to give my brain a little bit of brain rot time, like maybe about an hour or something. Or I'll literally brain rot for an hour and realize, holy shit, it's an hour. But I just saw all these like Olympic couples on my TikTok feed, and like these Olympic champions winning their like sport or whatever, and them running towards their partner and hugging them, and like, or giving them a kiss. I think one Olympic couple, like, her husband or fiance proposed to her. There was these two tennis players that used to be like together but broke up, and they kissed when they won. Like a few of them, it was like just a solo Olympic member, I don't know, and they won, and they'll run to their lover. It is very sweet. And there's especially this other couple, I don't know her name, but he like wore her shirt, like he wore team, I think her name was Tara, on his shirt, and like how she ran to him was just so sweet. And it was just so nice to see these people having such loving people behind them with such a vigorous, like, vigorous thing as the Olympics. And there was another one that I thought was the sweetest thing, was when I don't know if it was a swimmer, I don't know what it was, but I know it was a man, and he lost his wedding ring in the ocean, and he made a love letter to his wife saying that she should throw hers into the ocean so they will always be together. And I thought it was when I read that, I was like, oh my god, they it's just, it was so beautiful and so sweet, and it just made me truly think, like, we don't really do love letters like that anymore. Like, with how society is nowadays, like love and dating and all that stuff, it's so, and I'm saying that like I date, I don't. I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for a very long time, very happy. However, like what I view like in society, our day and age, with people our age, or like teenagers that are growing up and stuff like that. People, it's harder to find, I guess, these days. But like watching the Olympics, or watching these clips about these lovers, I thought they were so beautiful, and it just made me think about like true romance, true poetic romance, honestly. And I'm like, this is what we need. We need to bring back this. Like, a sort of like, watching this made my heart feel so warm inside. And it just truly made me think like, to love is one of the best things a human person can do, in my opinion. And it's not even just to love with a like partner, and I'll get into that. But like, to have that feeling of being in love or loving a person is such a warm and beautiful feeling. And if you would have told me a few years ago that I'd be saying this, I'm like, girl, what? But times have changed, Pookie. Okay. And you know, I lost my train of thought. It makes sense when people say like love is a drug or something like that, but like, to truly be cared for another person is a very beautiful thing. And to care for another person, to, you know, separate or have someone else to think about rather than just thinking about yourself, is just something that is truly very interesting, if that makes any sense. And I think truly that if we all started to love a little more, the world would be a better place. And speaking of love, like love in movies and TV shows and stuff like that, can we bring back like cheesy rom-coms like how we had in the 2000s, like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, like what is it, 10 Things I Hate About You. I don't want to say Bride Wars was a romance movie, but to me, in the end of it was kind of a romance movie. But we need to bring those back. Like, I lived, laughed, loved How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Was I like a child watching that with my mother? Yes. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. Like, they need to bring those back. There's a lot more that I truly can't think about right now. Like, I'm losing my train of thought, and I can't think of romance. There's something in my eye. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. But we need to bring those back. Like, unless I've been living. Oh, I'm glad I said that. I think we're bringing it back with We Live in Time. It's a obviously a romance movie starring Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. Are you kidding me? Trust me, I will be there. It was giving like, someone said on TikTok that this movie is for the girls that grew up with The Fault in Our Stars, like the teenage girls that watched The Fault in Our Stars. This is our grown-up version, or our grown-up movie. Cause spoiler alert, for that movie, the trailer, it's in the trailer, but Florence Pugh, the character that she plays, has cancer. And it's like, truly, just from the trailer, it looks like one of the most, oh, I'm just so excited. Like, it feels like The Fault in Our Stars, or Me Before You, or there's another one that I can't think about right now. But watching those movies, like, as teenagers, rooted such a deep desire in me to find a connection like that. Would I ever admit it? Hell no. But like, watching those movies just made you yearn for something, made you look forward to something in the future, you know? And it was, I don't think they just don't make movies like that anymore. So I'm really excited for this movie. Like, I was already kind of tearing up watching the trailer. Like, this truly feels like a true romance movie. Like, something you're gonna hunch over and bawl your eyes out. And I haven't done that in a movie theater in a long time for a romance movie. I did it watching Iron Claw. That is not a romance movie. It was a very beautiful movie, very sad story, but it was not. I'm not talking about that. But I haven't like watched a romance movie and be like, wow, that was so good. Like, this is why, humans, like, we need to have emotion, we need to love, we need to cherish one another. I haven't watched something like that in a long time. Something, I guess, if I can think of like a recent movie that made me feel like that, um, Little Women, the, I don't want to say reinterpretation, but they redid the movie in I don't was it 2020, 2023. It was with Saoirse Ronan and Timothy Chalamet when they did the It's No Use, Joe, we gotta have it out, I have loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. That was so beautiful, that scene with them. Oh, and then when Joe March, I think her name was, when she's talking to her mother, she Saoirse did the women scene. She's like, women, they have minds and they have hearts. Like that one, how she was saying like around the lines of like how women can be these independent beings. We can do what we want. We can thrive and soar and have goals. And like, this was during the time where women weren't looked, I believe, where women weren't looked at as independent as they are. And Joe said, like, in the end of that huge independent monologue, in the end, she says, but I'm so lonely. And I don't know, like, I truly just think it is the most beautiful thing you can experience. And I'm very glad that I have evolved in that, because once upon a time, I did not want it. I did not think, it was worth it. But I can truly say in my, that it is a beautiful thing. And with the Olympics and it being in the city of love, like maybe it's the city of love making all these like cute little Olympic couples do all this stuff, or maybe it's just love in itself. But I think it's so truly beautiful. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm talking about this literally. I need to go to bed. I have work in the morning and I have not prepared my clothes. um, I am running late, if I'm honest with you. But I'm talking. Another thing to add on with, love and all this stuff, like not allowing yourself to feel that. Like if you're someone who is very closed off and doesn't think they deserve it, or doesn't think, that they want it, which is fine if you don't believe that you know. But for me personally, I had myself so stuck in this box of not believing in it or thinking that it's a waste of time, until I was actually in it, and it, you know, it was truly like it helped. I don't know what I can describe, because I'm a writer. Long story short, I'm a writer. I'm currently working on a poetry book that has been going on for a very long time. But love is one of the best things to write about. And I've said this before. The best motivators in life when you're writing is love and pain. And I believe I truly, and it's kind of sad that I say that, but I believe my best work was when I was in a very crappy time of my life and when I was in love. I still am in love, but like when when like I was falling in love, like the beginning of it all. And I feel like I'm in this muted state, or this middle state now of just life. I'm forgetting this is an ASMR channel. This middle stage of just life, and like normal mundane life. And I think that's where I'm struggling with, trying to find um, a way to write poetry in this moment and not have it be, because whenever I'm writing in those painful moments or those moments filled with yearning and love and insatiable requited love, I think I write my best works. And I have these little, I don't want to say burnout moments, but I just sit and stagnant of trying to find what else to write about when I'm in these times when it's just normal day-to-day life. um I don't know where I was going with that, but I guess I should say, like, just trying to find love in mundane things, like being in love with life, like being in love with myself and doing regular things, like me setting up and lighting these candles. This is so effing romantic. Like, am I going on a date right now? Are we about to kiss right now? But this is so beautiful and sweet, and love, I did say I was going to come back and talk about that. Love doesn't just have to be like about loving someone romantically. It can be loving your family members, it can be loving your friends, it can be loving your almost your partner, loving your like animals. It can be loving like a book you've read or a stuffed animal, or there's a specific stuffed animal that I had that was like a child to me, and I will never forget that stuffed animal. I hold it very dear to me in my heart, and I truly feel in my body. I'm 23 years old, and I will never forget that stuffed animal, and it felt like I gave birth to that stuffed animal. But things like that that make you have that type of emotion in your body, and I truly just love it. Like, we're meant to feel this feeling of just like, I don't want to say of need, but it's just we're meant to feel, as humans. That's why we're here. That's who we are. We're very emotional human beings, and to be able to, and for a person to block that on purpose, to not cry, to not allow themselves to love, it's something that's kind of, I was a person, like, I was a person who didn't allow myself to feel love until I was in my current relationship right now, which I love. But I now that I am, like, it's just that you shouldn't allow yourself to do that. I don't know if I'm talking any sense, but you just feel, there's a certain feeling that you feel. And anyway, back to the topic, like, even if I'm not talking about a romantic partner, like with my sister, I genuinely love my sister. I cherish her. I believe that I will always be her big sister in every single universe. Um, I can, we have, um, I guess I don't want to say friendship bracelets, but we have bracelets for each other, um, that we made together, which was very beautiful. We might honestly get tattoos together. If she ever sees this, this is me verbally saying that I will get a tattoo with you. I just don't know when. But an object, a book, a TV show, a movie. Let me try to find a movie or a TV show that I genuinely loved so much that it molded me. At one point in my life, I truly loved The Walking Dead. I was a Walking Dead fanatic, okay? Like, live, laugh, loved it. And there's a few things about I did that was a little embarrassing that I'm not going to talk about. But I loved that show. Um, um, like when you're reading a book and it makes you cry and you're like, I love these characters so much, and they're not real people. They're imaginary things. They're something that was brought up out of someone's imagination that became alive on paper because of their own love for writing, their own love for that story. And then you buy the book, you read the book, you're like, this was one of the best books I ever read. I love this author, or I love these characters, or I love this genre or of reading. I don't know. And it's just like, it helps see the world a little brighter when you find something that you truly cherish and love. Or I love making this bread recipe. Or I love when my friend gives me her extra homemade jam. I don't know, but it makes, I'm gonna repeat the same thing I said, it makes the world brighter when you find something to love and to cherish, when you find something to look forward to, when you find something to be passionate about. It, even if it is a person, a place, a thing, a being, religion, it helps mold us, because as humans we need something. We're always going to need something to look forward to look up to believe in, to want, to need, to crave. And I think that love is one of the best things in all of that. I hope I made sense. It is time for me to go to bed. I'm probably not going to write tonight, but there's nothing I can do about it. Maybe in another video I'll talk about writing a little more, because I didn't talk that much about it. I don't even think I talk that much in general, but as you can see, I'm wearing my heart earrings for this video. But I hope you guys have a good night. And if you have any comments about love or anything that I talked about in this video, don't hesitate to comment on it. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on the matter. My candle is going out, but it's okay. I truly enjoyed this. This was very sweet. And I think we need a lot more sweetness in the world. Bye.